Oh my god, she's back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hermit's House and welcome to the Virgo Super Full Moon. Happening on the 19th of February, 0 degrees Virgo. It's gonna be a big one. So, where have I been? What have I been doing? We'll talk about all of that in the video. But let's get into a little bit about Virgo and what to expect this full moon. So it's just a little video talking about the energies of this full moon, talking a bit about Virgos, and then just going on to like any rituals, etc. Fun things to do on the night of the full moon. I love the moon. I feel like I belong from there. The moon is one of my favorite subjects. So that's just why I've done this video. So let's talk about Virgo, 6th zodiac sign, the only human depicted in the mythology of the astrology. We've got 6th house, so it's our, insides, it's our health, it's service to others, it's information. It's ruled by Mercury, so that's a lot of like information processing. It is representative of the harvest time, so taking details, looking at things with a very fine eye, picking and sorting crops, adjusting things as and when we need to. So I thought it was a very good opportunity to come back into making some videos, because now really is a time, and this full moon being the absolute measure of that. It is a time that, the soil's ready, the frost is gone. Capricorn season, late Capricorns were so fucking long this year. This season just dragged on, and I think Aquarius season has been so good in contrast to that. Leo eclipse that took place was, I think, a good startup to get this energy going. It really was that much needed fire in a very sort of dull and grey and cold Capricorn season. We're now ushering in Pisces season, and we've got Mercury in Pisces at the moment. So conversation, I think everyone will find, is going to be a lot more honest. And I think with this full moon, it is going to be about a no hold barred, just sort of going for it in terms of communication. Virgo being ruled by Mercury, it is one of those signs that is very much communicative. It is things that need to be said. It's a necessary communication. And being represented in the tarot by the Hermit, it's kind of giving off a good understanding as to the nature of this information. If we are to think of the archetype of the Hermit as someone who isn't one that necessarily mingles amongst everyone. It is that character that is slightly, taken away from the rest of the world, slightly separate from them, and is off discovering the world's mysteries by himself alone in a cave. And I think this carries through not only in this full moon, but maybe in the energies that you yourself are resonating with around this time. Now, if we are to associate the planet Mercury to Virgo also within the tarot, that would also bring us to, the Magician card. This is the young, enthusiastic, creative part of Virgo, which I think quite resonates with even the ideology of the maiden, which is there for service, which is there for like aesthetic pleasure, which is there for like physical comfort, pleasure, etc. This is gonna be quite a deep full moon. There is gonna be a lot that is gonna come to us. And going into Pisces season, it is the initiation. Pisces is the last of the zodiac, so it is accumulation of all of the zodiac signs. It is all of a little bit of, Aries fiery hot-headedness with Scorpio's deep-rooted sensuality, sexuality even. I think it's gonna be one in which it is gonna be one in which you'll be reminded quite a lot of how much sensuality and sexuality plays around this time of this full moon. Virgos being that wallflower, but also being the freak in the sheets, you know, they're outrageously sexy. And I think people that have been in relationships with Virgos can attest. If you want to experience sensuality for like healing and like a genuine connection, you are so gonna find that in a Virgo. Virgos are right up there, I think, on the sexual list. And given the opportunity in Pisces, which too is quite a sensual sign, expect that. Expect it to be a time of really deepening bonds, really getting to new heights with partners, or a partner. Really being able to express yourself in ways that you may not necessarily have felt comfortable enough to do so. With Mercury being in Pisces, it's going to be like a gateway. Things are going to open up with, you know, comfort and expression and going with the flow of things and not necessarily holding within a rigid form is going to come so naturally. It'll be so easier than perhaps previously before. So if we are to say, like, with the Virgo, this very deep, sensual aspect of them, it's kind of the polarity between, you know, this super responsible, super adults that Virgos are, mutable signs. So that means that they're pretty much, you know, jack of all trades. They are that sign that can just about do everything. Mutable, Virgo full moon in Pisces season, it is going to be a time where you will find yourself going through ebbs and flows a lot easier and without a resistance, I think, that something like a fixed sign like Capricorn season would have meant that you would have had to hold back a little bit. Virgos, I think, are definitely a sign that loves space. They love their freedom, their independence. They are definitely a sign that needs to have a time out, go up into their little, you know, caves up on the hill and just disappear for a while. And I can absolutely attest to that because here I am. After, how long has it been? And it's this thing with Virgos, okay? It's just too much sometimes. It's too much talking. It's too much socializing. And I'm not surprised that it happened right after Christmas time where, like, everyone wants to, you know, I had the 50% off videos, so everybody wants a reading, and then it's party time and everyone wants to have fun and blah, blah, blah. And it's exhausting. And Virgos never deny that. We are exhausted by people, so we need our time out to go up and do our own thing. And we'll see you when we're ready to see you. And I don't know if that means that, you know, people are warranted to think that we're stuck up or we're aloof or we don't care enough or we're cold-hearted, blah, blah, blah. I think that's a very naive approach to things. It really, really is. Virgos could not do more for their friends and family. And, you know, we see the pull, the uneven pull, where people will take your identity from you if they can and leave you with not even your skeleton. So I think a general thing to be aware and responsible for with this full moon, I will say, is to make sure that you're taking time out for yourself to come back to yourself, center yourself, re-energize yourself, charge yourself up, crystals, good food. This is the other thing with Virgo. It's like, okay, so we govern the stomach. We are generally the most health conscious of the zodiac. So food, natural foods, organic foods, non-GMO, all of that kind of shit. It doesn't really appeal to Virgo very much, you know. Cooking good, wholesome, hearty food and feeding everyone. Like, everyone eat, let me cook, you know. It's very much that feeling. So don't be surprised if you find yourself cooking a great big meal and like, here's a box for the neighbors and here's a box for so-and-so. That kind of stuff can very much happen around this time. It is internal. It is very much an internal sign. It is looking within. It is being able to shut out all of the external noises. And if we are to think of ourselves as frequencies, you know, we need to maintain a certain vibration in order to remain consistent. And something that is super important to Virgos is consistency, because we seek that stability, we seek that groundedness. And we're drawn to it where we see it. You know, if anything seems unstable or unaware of its energies, there is nothing, I think, more unattractive for a Virgo, unless they're looking for a project or, you know, someone that they can save, which is the other thing that Virgos love to do. We love to save people, and it's not always healthy, but it is something that Virgos often find themselves with, a situation that they are trying to help someone and it turns into God knows what, but it's normally quite toxic. I think for that kind of situation, or to avoid even those kind of predicaments, it's so important for people to remain consistent in making sure that they create a healthy balance within themselves. And that's why, like, things like healthy eating, gymming, like using your time wisely, going to places with good energy, like the forest, where you can like connect with nature and get inspired and get motivated. We respect those qualities in people because that's the kind of things we enjoy doing. And, you know, overcrowded kind of places, don't get me wrong, Virgos can be the life of the party, but being in situations where there's too many people, there's too much noise, it can get very overwhelming very quickly. Like Virgos, you will know, we generally stay away from a lot of the high drama people, a lot of people that come with, you know, the Joker characteristics. You know, it's not something that we consider valuable or something that has any value to it, just because it is so unnecessary. We've been given this like workaholic reputation, and I think that really is because it's a serious sign. Like Virgo is a feminine sign, but it is also something that is associated to hard work, to diligence, due diligence, which is all hand in hand, I think, with this versatility of the Virgo character, being that sign of assistance, that sign that's there to help, because it can assess people. It can, like, Virgos can look at people and instantly know what's wrong with them or what they can do to help them out in their life. And that way people kind of stick to Virgos, and we get stuck with, like, all of this chaos that happens, and it's so overwhelming. And I think that the Hermit card is definitely one to be honored this full moon. Another thing I think to be quite aware of in this full moon is just to see where it is that you can assist those around you, but to do it in such a way that you are making sure that you have kept yourself full, that you are yourself complete. You know, you've taken care of all of the things that you need to take care of before you can give. It's that whole airplane thing where you got to put your own mask on before you can put anybody else's mask on. And Virgos, being that sign, are so good at making other people feel like they're being cared for, nurtured and looked after. You've got to do that for yourself this full moon, or otherwise you might find yourself being very depleted. Virgos generally have this whole, you know, Peter Pan approach to life. And it's not to say that it's without its challenges. I think Virgos from a very early age really get to work with the vibrations of the earth, because we are so close to it. We are so closely tied to the Gaia, Mother Earth. You know, it is a part of us. The earth hurts, we hurt. And you can ask every Virgo. Most of them are humanitarians. It's part and parcel. It's part of our nature to feel things, and to add weight and value, process through those things. And And so we're very good at seeing through people, very good at reading people. And don't be surprised if in this full moon, a lot of things, like a lot of intuition kind of comes through and really hits you. And you're surprised at like, okay, where did all of this information come from? It could be stuff that has been kind of simmering under the surface, things that you've been aware of, but kind of maybe not necessarily been able to see as clearly as Virgo season comes and sort of clears off those filters, and you actually see things for what they truly are. So a lot of these like intuitive downloads can happen around this time. I think a really nice thing to do around the time of this full moon going into Pisces season is to get out and start planting. I planted lots of herbs the other day. You know, I'm connected to the earth. This is how I like to connect with the earth. I think it's a really good idea to get a little bit of space where you can grow something, take care of it, and you see where it is in 12 months' time. Really giving that attention of caring and nurturing to something else that, you know, won't survive unless you don't nurture it. So go plant something. Plant some veggies. Do that whole organic thing. Why not, right? It's 2019. I hope you will stop eating meat. Excuse me. Meat. Who stopped eating meat? Hopefully everybody has stopped eating meat by now. Taking care of animals, I think. Taking care of animals is going to be another really, really big thing around this full moon. So go and feed the local pigeons in the park, or feed some stray pets, cats, dogs, whatever you can. Spend some time at the shelter. Even maybe if you've been thinking about getting some pets, now's a really good time. I mean, it's springtime. Lots of new babies should be born. So go and adopt. Go find some babies to look after. Adopt them. Take care of them. Nurture them. This is the other thing with Virgos. They are so good at taking care of people, loving them, really getting to understand what it is they need. They're so good at attaining the needs of people and giving them exactly what they want. Is that manipulative? Is that bad? No, it's a really good skill, because there's lots of things that people can learn from people that really know how to look after each other. And I think this is one of the forgotten arts. People need to start looking after each other. It is so important. Really look after each other. I don't think everyone, I mean, if you're in a position to take care of everyone, that's absolutely fantastic. If not, just, you know, the person next to you, do a really good job at looking after them and taking care of them. Discipline. Virgos love a bit of discipline. We love a bit of self-control. It's sexy as fuck. Oh my god. And Virgos have, like I said, with that unpredictable sign. Yes, we're the maiden, which I'm very, you know, obviously get mistaken for virginity, virgin. I think the complete opposite is true of Virgos, and it is that sensuality, it is that very earthy, obvious kind of pull that they have that I think is one that everyone should channel this full moon. And break boundaries within partnerships. If you are looking for a partner, what a fantastic time to, like, just be honest, just be who you are, be the sexiest self. Virgos love all of that, taking care of themselves, getting their nails done, getting their hair done, doing all of that shit. We love all of it. And why not just pamper yourself? Really use this full moon, take extra care of yourself. Clean up, man. Clean up your life, clean up your act, clean up around you know, your surroundings, your environments. Get that haircut, clean up your cupboard, spring clean and all that shit. Get into it, really look into it, because a nice decluttered area, a nice space for you to really ponder and think. It's like I was saying, those downloads, they'll be coming. They really will. Give yourself a nice environment, a nice clean environment to enjoy that in. Try and avoid being too much of a disciplinarian, though, I would say, because we can get a bit carried away with that, so it is a bit nuts. But it's all for the good of stuff. We're not overly emotional, which I think is a blessing. Don't get me wrong, it is important to have water in your sign, but too much water and earth, that just creates mud, and Virgos and all that cleanliness is godliness shit. Like, let's just not go there. Try and clean up your act, really, really. Emotions. It's an important time, I think, to categorize your emotions. It is definitely a time where people will need to hone in. Virgos we don't do all of that over the top, all of the unnecessary. It's so, like, unnecessary is not even, it's complete, like, counterproductive. Like, don't do it. Unnecessary emotions. Guys, this full moon, you will find that you've got a good filter, okay? And I want everyone to try and use this full moon. You don't need to overindulge in, like, things that are going to keep you stuck. That's the mud, right? Virgos, we like to explore. We're here to, like, cover great miles, great distances on this earth. Don't get stuck in the mud, right? Push yourself out of sticky situations. Like I said, clean up. Just clean everything up. Gain clarity. Gain your focus. See where it is that you can put things in perspective and see them for what they really are, and leave it there, okay? Move forward with the good, honestly. Get yourself more organized. That's what I said. Spring cleaning. Get your shit clean. Get your thoughts clean. Get your emotions clean. When I say get your thoughts clean, what is it that you need to be thinking about? If you want to, we're hungry. Virgos are very goal-oriented. We're very hungry to achieve. And to channel into that energy, you've really got to get focused. Focus on what it is that you want. Write it down. Get a notepad. Get a book. Whatever you need to do. Get organized. These are my goals for the rest of the year. This is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to go about it. And literally clean up your act. And it's very black and white with Virgos. You don't want to do something? Don't do it. You want to do something? Do it. Do it quickly. Do it effectively. Efficiency. There we go. That's a good word for this season. Efficiency. Clean up your act. Groom yourself. Get that haircut. Get your nails done. Blah, 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 blah. Take care of yourself. With the, Pisces energy with this full moon, I think it's going to be fun because here we have the two completely opposite signs, two very different signs coming together with one that's both totally mutable. So expect yourself to be in a completely different place than you are when you're going to be watching this video to the end of Pisces season. There's this concept of perfection, and then there's Pisces that is going to go in every single direction, and you've got this control of this Virgo full moon that it wants to do things in the most efficient order of getting there, whereas Pisces is just in for the ride. Like, hell, we're just here for the experience. Let's try and remain as grounded as possible, I think, for this full moon. It's going to be so important. How to get grounded. Go to the forest. Go walk on some grass. Pick up some black tourmaline. Commit to something this full moon, I want to say. Make a decision about something that has been long-standing. Like, I've been wanting to do this. I want to do this. I would love to do this. Just write it down. Lists. Oh my god, Virgos love lists. Make a freaking list, alright? List all the things that you want to do for this season and actually, like, bang it out. Get it done. Just be like, okay, this is the time to do it. I'm going to do it. Just commit yourself to it. But make it a realistic commitment. Be like, okay, this needs to get done. I would love to do this. Write it down. Blah, blah, blah. And attract it in. Attract that thing in. That's that contract. When you write stuff down, it's a contract between you and the universe. You are actually making it possible. So, write it down. That's why Virgos love list, okay? It is that creative engagement. It is that allowing the doorways to open. So write your lists, do some mood boards. What else can I suggest? I think it'll be a really, really, really good time to just pamper yourself, get that haircut, take care of yourself, get your eyebrow. What? Oh my god, I wanted to talk to you guys about this. This whole thing about me not doing my eyebrows, I still stand by it. Women need to stop torturing their faces for what? Stop doing your eyebrows. 2019, everyone, this is the Ruby challenge, right? Stop doing your eyebrows. It's so unnecessary. It is such a painful, horrible thing to do. Everybody stop with your eyebrows. It's not cool anymore. I don't know. I haven't done my eyebrows for ages, and I just think that it is important for women to understand that there is so much more to life than... I mean, if you want to do your eyebrows, go ahead and do your eyebrows, but what an unnecessary way of torturing yourself. Like, why are you doing that stuff? Virgos and their energy. Virgos are super protective of their energy, super protective of their space, super protective of the ones they love, very protective of who they let into their space. So okay, let's talk about this. Virgos always get this rap, like, oh my gosh, she's so stuck up, she's so this, no. If a Virgo picks up a bad vibe for someone, that's it. You're done. Virgos will be nice to you because we're not assholes, we're not that sign, but we will avoid you like the plague. If I don't want to be because if I sense that your energy is fucked up, I'm not going to go around you. And Virgos do that. Virgos are masters of that. We just avoid like the plague. And then we get told that we're stuck up this or this, that, and the rest of it. No, we're not. So, this full moon, check yourself. Literally check yourself before you wreck yourself. Make sure that your energies are not fucked up. Make sure you're not looking to pour your crap onto a Virgo or other people. Just deal with it. Like, seriously, this full moon gives you such a wicked opportunity to literally just see things from a very detail-oriented perspective. Like, this needs to get done, let me just get on with it. It needs to get done, let me just do it. If I don't do it, it's not going to get done. What's the point in procrastinating on it? Having said that, though, there is this thing that Virgos do, this sweet procrastination that Virgos have. And we're so stubborn. We're not going to budge. The thing is not going to get done until we're ready to do it. You can't rush a masterpiece. So, but the thing with that is that quiet planning. It's that competitive streak. It is that let me quietly in the background just never stop learning. Let me just do that. Let me just be that person. I'm never going to stop learning. So let me just keep learning. And Virgos are so hungry for knowledge. They are so hungry for knowledge. We love that. Our brains like absorb so much information naturally. Being born a mercurial sign, we're naturally hungry for that kind of information. So if you find yourself looking into things or wanting to study something new, what a great time to do it. Like, actually sign up for that course. I'm 34, I'm still at uni. Why not, right? Learn. Virgos and sexuality. I think we've talked about that. Virgo and karma. I think Virgo as the virgin comes into life as that virgin, and you learn through the knocks of life. You learn through like experiences of having people take advantage of you, advantage of your better nature, try and steal from you, like try and hurt you, all of these things that make the vulnerable strong, that would make the virgin, the maiden, and turn her into the sage, the hermit. All of those experiences Virgos generally have to go through. So there is a lot that you can take from this sign automatically in terms of its energy, the experience that you yourself may have already known or gone through. You can now see it for a lesson, see it for the lesson that it is, and actually try and like apply it to something. And Virgos really respect that. Virgos truly respect people that can learn from the things that they've experienced. And I think that this Virgo full moon will really give you that springboard, that catalyst to like see things clearly, that invitation to actually draw things to you that you know are in the right direction because they're finally making sense. And it is a step towards getting to the right place. And it's not that we are entirely hungry for just achievement and materialistic things. It's nothing to do with that. This is ascension. Like, Virgo's an ascension. All about it. And you're not going to ascend if you're, like, fucking around doing the same stupid shit over and over again. So, again, reiterating, Virgo woman, like the priestess, like the sage, like this energy that is not going to sit there and jibber jabber and talk all of this shit with anyone. You're not going to find Virgos in lots of shopping malls. Like, will you find the hermit in a shopping centre with a joker and the clown and children's play area and some salesperson trying to, like, blah, blah, blah. No. Take some time out. Really. Self-awareness. Use this full moon for a bit of self-awareness, a bit of like trying to identify and honestly, really honestly looking at yourself. What are you interested in? What is holding you back from where you want to be? What are you doing yourself to get to where you want to be to, and how can you handle things a little bit better? Being honest about it. And I think with this whole Neptune stuff that's going on, Neptune and Mars stuff, things are gonna be a little bit murky, and it might feel a little bit like you banging your head against the wall, but it's good because you're going to break through. You'll come through with new conclusions. Self-awareness, truth, honesty, actually coming and seeing yourself through into conclusions, actually being methodical, actually like breaking things down into systems and seeing where it is that you can actually categorize certain things in order to progress and in order to, like, you know, hit those new heights. We're attaining to get to the top of the hill, right? Top of the mountain. So be quite honest with yourself. Be quite honest with yourself. Know what it is that you want. Know what it is that you're looking for. Know, again, lists. A good time for lists. A good time for putting everything on paper, making a contract with the universe, and bringing it about. And how can you bring it about once you know what it is that you want? You need to take some time out to see how authentic you are with it and how honest you are with it. And if you actually know what it is that you want and if it is truly what you want. And you're not going to be able to do that if you've got your energies plowed in all these different directions where you yourself are not rooted or connected to anything. So get connected to yourself this full moon. What is a good Virgo full moon ritual? I will tell you the perfect Virgo full moon ritual. Go to the animal shelter, take a whole bunch of treats and go and donate them to the animals. Go to your garden or a bit of green space and go and plant some stuff. Clean up your house and give some clothes, some furniture, some things that you don't need, go and give them to charity. Value things. Value yourself primarily. Value your partners, value your relationships. Say what needs to be said this Virgo full moon. Be quite honest about it and be quite truthful about it too. Be honest in a sense that you can really gain that bird's eye view perspective of things where you're looking down and you can actually map out what the fuck is going on with you. Get rid of unnecessary stuff. Release it. Purge. Get rid of it. Shake it off. You don't need it, right? Why is it there? Try and create a good environment for yourself, your family, your friends, whoever you have to be around. And try and be as stress-free. Just try and get from A to B as quick as possible, and without like shouting at you and telling you what to do. This energy is going to be so good for doing that. So try it. Just give it a, just don't talk so much. Get on with it. Get on with it. I love that Sagittarians are like that too. Sagittarian women are so much like that too. Just get on with it. I think that's all I have for you guys. I just wanted to come back and do this video, and I hope you all have a beautiful Virgo full moon. It's been fun. I'm going to do some readings for the Pisces season, I think. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. It's a pleasure as always. Take care of yourselves, and I shall see you soon.